Hey everyone, Chad Hasty here, host of the Chad Hasty Show. I want to remind you that this week is the very beginning of early voting. You'll want to get out this week if you're going to be out of town during Mother's Day weekend and you're here in Lubbock and you need to vote for the municipal elections. Yeah, this is the week you need to vote. For a lot of you, that may be a little trouble. Why? Because there are, I think, a lot of people out there who just don't know who to vote for in the race for mayor, in District 4, maybe in some of the other city council races as well. We've tried to bring you as many interviews as possible on the show. We're going to continue to have candidates on this week on the program. Today we'll have Jared Hall. He's a candidate for District 2 Lubbock City Council. But remember, local elections matter. They're very important. As I talked about over the weekend, you know, I think Lubbock is getting to the point, and I've said this for a couple of years now, we're getting to that size where a lot of people forget about local government. They forget about the Lubbock City Council. They forget about the school board. They forget about county commissioners. They forget about why these positions matter. Remember, the Lubbock City Council can pass all sorts of ordinances that'll make your life a living hell. They can add to the tax roll. They can increase taxes. They can do a whole lot of damage, and not a lot of people actually pay attention. Not a lot of people will get out there and vote. I think we'll see an election that is down here locally in terms of numbers. I think there's voter fatigue, but I also think people just aren't that impressed right now with the candidates who are out there. Whoever the next mayor is, they're going to have to work very hard at really firing up the voters out there and showing that they are going to be a good, competent mayor. I think we do have one or two very good candidates, or at least decent candidates. Let me rephrase that. Okay, fine. We've got two. We've got two good candidates in the race for mayor. What for a lot of people it'll come down to is whether they look at the experience that Todd Klein has had on Lubbock City Council. He did some very good things on the City Council, and he did some things that I wasn't a fan of while a member of the Lubbock City Council. Some of the arguments against Todd Klein of that he's been a populist, that people can maybe have sway over Todd Klein. I don't know. We'll see what happens there. With Dan Pope, you get a guy who is obviously a business leader. He's been a successful businessman. You look at his time at LISD. There are people out there who have mixed reviews on LISD as a whole. They're going to take that into account. There are some who look at Dan Pope and Todd Klein and really everybody else who's running and say, is there any money they won't spend when it comes to downtown redevelopment? Now remember, Todd Klein and Dan Pope have both said that they do not support taxpayer money going into downtown. That is something that we in the media and you, the voters, will have to hold them accountable for to make sure that is indeed the case. Throughout the week, we'll take a look at some of the other city council races and, of course, the national guys as well. Tune in to the Chad Hasty Show weekday mornings, 8:30 to 11 a.m. Central Time. And don't forget, get out there and vote. Local elections matter. City council matters. The school board matters. These races matter, and you need to get out there and vote. And, oh, yeah, let's not forget about municipal judge as well. Some great candidates in that race. Tune in to the Chad Hasty Show. Follow me on Twitter, Chad Hasty Radio, and don't forget to subscribe to the KFYO YouTube page right below.